Greetings to the crypto community. We are pseudo-anonymous. We are here to smash that like button. We believe this content needs to reach more people like you. We are watching. We are listening. Most importantly, we are liking and subscribing. We are pseudo-anonymous. Expect us.
None of my cash can fold, none of my cars are gold, digital dash on hold. None of my cash can fold, none of my cars are gold, digital dash on gold. Cash digital, 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 the dash digital, go, go, go. Digital, 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 the cash digital, digital, dash digital, run it up, digital, 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 digital. Stepping like Marty McFly, stepping I feel like the guy. I got them looking like why, I never doubted me why, I never doubted my guys. You know you in it for win, I stand on 10, you on 10. I don't have friends of a friend, only the fan of the kin. Only my wife and my kids, that's all I needed to win. Now I only trust my true friends, had to cut off my loose ends. You know I win if you win, you know you win if I win. I swipe that cash, don't fold, I swipe my bank on gold. Don't think that I've been dumb, I spend like I've been broke. None of my cash can fold, none of my cars are gold, digital dash on hold. None of my cash can fold, none of my cars are gold, digital dash on gold. Cash digital, 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 the dash digital, go, go, go. Digital, 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 the cash digital, digital, the dash digital, run it up, digital, 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 digital. Living my truth, no tricks. I'm trying to feed my kids. I'm trying to keep my way. I'm trying to live my life while we get rich. Mind my biz. Money gon' come, some go. Man, if you know, you know. I've been through highs and lows. Here for the ride, I go. Slide and roll. Up and down, but I get up. The numbers crunching, no sit-ups. I grew up and got dripped up. Purple label, my get up. That's 101, not a one and done. Month to month, and there's more to come. I told Cushy, let's run it up. Now it's millions on millions. None of my cash can fold, none of my cars are gold, digital dash on hold. None of my cash can fold, none of my cars are gold, digital dash on gold. Cash digital, 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 the dash digital, go, go, go. Digital, 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 the cash digital, digital, the dash digital, run it up, digital, 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 digital.
I wait for someone to save. I wanna tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall. I drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while. I wish you all the best I can, but I stop myself for a while. I'm staying faith, I don't believe the won't you tell me something new? Don't you think for the people the best we fight back my stuff and leave sooner than this? Don't you think for the people the best we fight back my stuff and leave sooner than this? Don't you wish I would have been someone else? I wanna feel your death without making a mess.
Check 1 2 1 2.
Won't you tell me something
Check. Here we go.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome everyone to one of the sporadic daytime streams that I sometimes do. You have to hit that bell notification, get noticed about these, find out about these little guys. A little bit of a different thumbnail that we got going on here. It is the Road Dog Crypto Lounge. It's more of my daytime type stream thing. Basically what I'm doing during a lot of these streams is looking for trade setups that I'm going to post over to our Telegram community. It's a free community that we have. Post the links up in the chat room right now and throw them up on the screen. There are two areas of this free community. She is free now. Whether she will continue to be free, I have no plans on changing it now. But eventually, at some point, when value starts growing and stuff, there may be a little paywall behind that. Of course, I would give everybody in there, at least a full year of free membership if that ever happened. There's no plans for that, but we're just talking about it. Who knows how this bull market's going to go? I would really like to set up an NFT system. I think that would be awesome. But anyway, that would require me doing a little bit more participation over there before anything like that would happen. Starting to do a little bit more participation right now. What we're doing is we're looking for trade setups, and we're going to post them right over here onto the chat group or the chart room. The first link that I got up is the chat group. Now, this is where all the cool kids hang out, and we've got a AI bot. That's this guy, the lounge area. And I will post news articles, and we got general conversations going on over here. We've got an AI bot from CoinTrendz. That's amazing, and we'll do analysis on charts and everything. And then we've got this magical room over here that I discovered later that I could divide up into topics. If I knew that, I would have stayed in one place, but it is what it is. And this is the chart room. And this is the link for that one. Over here, it's divided up into several little topic areas, trade setups. That's where we're going to be hanging out today. We'll be posting some altcoin trade setups if we come across them. Something that looks good, like it might be productive. Some of them you might have to wait for a pullback because some of them just popped off. I'm actually looking for something that may try to be ready to pop off and gain some ground is really what I'm trying to put there today. There's an airdrop section, a vanity wall section where, Bracket here, who I see you in the chat, Bracket, posted up 91,000% gains on a trade that he had, 100x leverage. Got it at 63,197, exited at 64,893 with gains. So that's pretty dang impressive. We've got to acknowledge that. But it's a place where I'll post my wins, and sometimes I do, sometimes I don't lately. And where you guys can post your wins and stuff too. It's not just about me. And when I nail a setup or something, and when I come across it, and we come back and I put that over there just to document. Hey man, the stuff that I'm trying to share here that works for me. It does, have some successful results, and I'd say some people might call it pretty dang near impressive with what the Fibonacci's can do. They're magical. Student chart area is where if you're new and you got questions, and any questions about your charts or just about stuff in general, that's where you need to go ask some questions so that I can find them and help point you in the right direction. That's all I needed to change my life. I had to sign up for a trading group back in the day, back in 2020, I believe it was, just to give me a starting point. And from there, that's all I needed. It led me to Thomas Bukowski, which really opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. And then a lot of other things, Carolyn Broden, and some other things into the Fib strategies. It opened the door. And that's what I can do for you, is help point you in the right direction. I'm not going to hold your hand through it, but I'll answer questions and show you insights and share ideas that I've come to discover. And there's a lot of stuff already over there, and it's free. It's not $99 a month or anything like that. I'm not trying to get you to support my lifestyle and then claim, look, I did this all by trading. $50 a day is all you need. I'm not going to be pulling all that. The people with paid trading groups, well, they make their living from their paid trading groups, and that shouldn't come as any surprise for anybody. That's where the majority of their income comes from. So and that's where I have a problem, if they're kind of saying, oh, you can be just like me and be a professional trader and become a millionaire. And they didn't get their millionaire status that way. Then they're not really teaching you something useful. And a lot of that stuff is sloppy. And that's why I'm a big proponent of Thomas Bukowski. So for anyone who is starting out and just needs a starting point, the patternsite.com is a 100% free site. Gave me a lots of stuff. It goes over chart patterns. I recommend that you just start there, play around with that area, become familiar. You can buy some of his books too. The man wrote the encyclopedia on chart patterns. Great place to start. It goes over Elliott waves. You can get a whole complete education. I got a trading class over here. I haven't checked that out. Ticks and tricks and traps and tutorials. He's even got software over here. It's amazing. Thomas Bukowski does this out of the bottom of his heart, the goodness of his heart. Giver's gain. A true giver, not one. I'm a giver, but I'm going to pay. I'm going to charge you for it monthly. You see everything here in crypto. But if you just need a sense of direction, some solid material, the equivalent of a college textbook, Thomas Bukowski's your guy. Patternsite.com, or find his books on Amazon. I shill him a lot. I get nothing from it. But because he has given me so much with his free information that has changed my life. I mean, yes, I've been in a trading group and I've, that got my start. And then you kind of say, no, I see how this works. I see what this is about. The thing about trading groups is that they'll spoon feed you to keep you there longer and longer and longer. And what you got to do is learn how this market works and how market structure works. And I go over all these concepts every day on my live streams at night. Let's go ahead and get to the charts. We didn't come here to rant about trading groups or anything like that. We came here to find altcoin setups. We have a quick shout out to anybody who's hanging out here in the chats. I don't expect a lot of people to show up for this one. These streams rarely get very many views, but this is where all the alpha, I think. Bracket says we need more cowbell. I can help you out, baby. Nothing like a little cowbell to clear the air, make your life feel a little bit more positive. Hey, we got Sam Webb. How's it going, Sam? Brackets Adventures. And we got JN. How's it going, JN? Can you look at Theta? Well, let's start there. First, what we need to do before we do anything is just kind of zoom out and look at total 3, because that's what's governing our altcoins. And the beautiful thing about that, one of the reasons that I'm doing this stream is because, well, we did it. We finally got up to our 200 moving average. Now, we've not totally cleared it. I guess I can go ahead and move this stuff unless someone say, nailed it. But I mean, she was going there anyway. She's going to struggle here for a little bit, and that could give us a few entry ideas, but she's getting ready to do some stuff. In my personal opinion, this is setting up like, she's going to keep going up to about 666 billion or 20 billion coming in the market. And so what does that feel like? Well, that feels like, about as much as we went up over the past 2 days in altcoins, and now they jumped up. Well, we're going to probably do that again. So we got some good stuff going on. There's a few other little signs going on here too that I think is very interesting. We have this channel idea and we're breaking up to the upside. Now we got to measure move from that guy to give us a little bit, and we're getting up. We're moving up. It's about 653, but we're headed up to 666, 667 billion. Might be doing it this weekend. We're starting. It's a Friday. I would expect lackluster volume, but it's starting to pour in, so I expect that will continue this weekend. If you notice this, we start drawing the trend line here. We're getting the parabolic move, so altcoins are getting ready to freaking pop. They've cleared double bottoms here, and we're looking at it just up here. Maybe it'll just go up here, make a higher high, and then roll over. Could be. That could very well be what's happening. So we can get a little bit more of a pump up, and then there might be a chance to get some cheaper. We'll look at those ideas. I'd probably save those ideas for later, though, because right now you get hyped up. I can't wait. It's just going to come back to where it is now. Let's go ahead and jump. Yeah, you'll get your degen talking to you. But this, if it were going parabolic, we might break through this and start coming back up to about 700. Now this is back where we were in June, before we started falling off the before we got that first bigger dump there. So it can be some interesting times coming up for altcoins if they're starting to recover. But remember, they will give some of this back. We're not out of the woods. We got a lot of moving averages to kind of move up on the way, and that kind of means translates to come up, maybe a pullback, and let these things settle out. You might come back, give up a lot of the gains that we've seen over the past few days here within the next week or so. Maybe over the weekend, who knows? I don't know. But right now, she's trying to go parabolic. So it should be a strong move over the next, we're on the 4 hour. It looks like for the next day or two. So maybe into Saturday is possibly that we can get a nice little pump. That's interesting because now we're seeing more activity on the weekend showing that, hey, man, people are starting to come back that left back in, March, April, May. And they still got their profits from then, and they're starting to put it into the market. So let's start out with Theta. Theta on the 4 hour resistance at the 800 moving average. That one's going to be a big one, but a lot of them have been recovering it and been getting above it. So if the other altcoins are getting above these levels, it's a good sign that most of them will. On the daily, that's translating into this 360 moving average coming in. This is why I use these things, because they talk to each other or they correspond over various time frames. Works for me pretty well. Anyway, let me get rid of some of these. I'm trying to get some of these fibs out of here. I got too much stuff here. So we've got our first level taken care of is $1.50. We're there now. Nailed it. Anyway, this is not the show for nailed it. My bad. It gets to be a habit. But we're at that area now. So our next area, we're going to be looking at 166 in that area. Once we get past that, I mean, seriously, there's not much keeping us. I would, honestly. Look, this little zone right through here. You're going to have to treat this one as a zone. It's a little bit fuzzy. That's between 178 and 188. But that would be a great place to take some short-term profits. And they'll probably get a pullback and come back to these areas, retest these areas through here. Where we're currently at now, between 150 and 168, this little zone here. So I would look for the possibility for us to come up into these areas, and it may even get up here. It may come up to 188. But some rejection there, come back and retest around these areas, and then we can start working for this bigger move, and this is where the big payday is going to be. Now, this is not going to happen over the weekend. This will happen over a little while. But while I'm looking more at this zone, and consider this as being a zone over here in the south, up to 249, and that's where your bigger profits are going to come from, and we're at the point now where we can start looking for some bigger profit zones. So from here to there, that's about another 40 to 60% move. She fell through here real quick, so she can recover this area very quick. So that's why I wouldn't take too much of your profit here. I would say a lot more of it over here. And then eventually, right here, here's the goal. 282, that's where we're trying to head. Since we're getting a breakout of this channel, that's where we're trying to go, is 282. So selling blowing your wad too soon on some of these lower fib levels, it's a good idea if we stay in accumulation or stay in the discount zone area. Which overall, I mean, we've still not gotten above the bigger discount area. That would be when we get above 178 in that area. That would be the golden. When I pull a Fibonacci for the bigger picture, swing high to swing low, the first target to get past, if you haven't made it there already, will be that 236, and that's an important one because she's got to do it. If she's going to have any success at all, she's got to touch that one and probably get rejected on the first time. That's why it's the first target. 200 moving average is also coming in there. That's the little guy right here between this zone, about 177 and whatnot. I would, where we are now, if we come up and we bounce and find support here, that's what we got to do. That's what has not happened yet. And that would be it, finding support here, and then that would be safer to add to a position or even enter. But I mean, we did complete a double bottom. It's got a measure move. Basically, everything taking us up around 178. So that's kind of cool. I don't know that I can put that as a trade setup. She's kind of already went up. If I was going to put it as a trade setup, you have to wait and hope for rejection to buy in down here, and that could happen if by chance this weekend gets kind of slumpy and nobody wants to start moving money in the altcoins. I don't see why they wouldn't, because there's a lot of hype about it. Everybody's starting to see it's time. This time, oh my God, I didn't get in. I was too scared to buy when it was cheap. I didn't have a DCA strategy. I was just sitting there too scared to move, or, some people are like that. Some people were just buying too much and got into drawdown. You got a mixed bag here, but this is an area we can get rejected, could get rejected, and there are definitely areas back down here so we can go to. So, but it looks like we're headed here. So Theta looks pretty good. Let's take a look at Arrow. Look at the one on. Ooh, nice. You're at 125 right now. Look at you go. I think this is where we were trying to hope for it to come back to. I can't remember why you're a red box. I don't know if I was lazy or what. I can't remember what was going on there. That looks like a decent pullback area, but she's already taken off now. So blasted through the first target there. Let's measure your health and see. Oh, nice, yeah. And that was her 382. She just went through it, and she did really good to go through it. And wow, she went all the way up to this little area. This is support and resistance zone right up here at the 0.5. So we may be trying to get up there. I mean, that would be the higher high area that we knew over here, which would be awesome. But we already got a higher high here, so we're kind of good. But eventually, we're headed to 161 and 195 in those little guys. So nice pumps, and you can see a lot. And this weekend, altcoins have been pinned up and been through so much over the summer since April, right? I mean, all this stuff got totally flushed out, just wiped clean. A lot of capitulations, a lot of liquidations. And even I got caught up on a few of those with low leverage altcoins. It got kind of nasty and really cleared the board. So we can see another strong. We could see the beginning. It would be a beginning, a slow thing, but we could get another leg up like this. For real. And I know it looks crazy now, and it's starting to look like the flag chasers that you see out there. But if you put it here, just right back down to where we touched to, and it's suggesting we can get up to around 274. We'll just go ahead and mark this little guy here. And that is not immediately. That would take a while. That was from February to April. That's about 2 months. Could we go 2 months here? I mean, well, let's pretend for a minute. I don't think we're doing much as far as finding trade setups. There may not be many trade setups to find right now. What was this? That's the wrong one. Back off. Oh man, you didn't take that off. Oh, you're not done. How do you stop this? I picked the wrong one. I'm looking for the bars pattern, yeah, here. So, I don't know, you tell me, does it have any confluence with levels or anything? That's kind of interesting here. So, it looks like it respects these levels that we've got, even up here to the target area. You might be looking at something similar like this with a pullback touching 85 cents. Sounds. No, I'm sorry, we're past that point. We're in this area now. Pullbacks down here at about $1.05 from 124. She's done it before. She can do it. Well, basically, kinda. Consolidate around a little bit above this area, then start shooting up. And she's like, "Screw your 618. I want to blast on up here and just." You could see something like that. And so some of these targets here that we got, they seem like, little targets seem like they're not going to get here, but it could blast through. We could see a strong ass move like this. This is going to October, the end of October, if we're using this to kind of just how long it would take. for something like that to happen, it could look pretty dang cool. So we got these ideas. Boo Man, daytime stream. Let's go. How's it going, Boo Man? Sam says Pith needs a weekly breakout. Let's take a look at Pith. That's probably a good one to look at. She's still kind of down there, right? Oh yeah, see that? We need to find some along these lines. Something that hadn't taken off already. Pith is already. So, we were following her when she was down in the low 20s here, and now we're in the 36 cents. Headed toward around 40 and 44. Toward the 50-cent area. Let's just clear all this off. I don't need any vanity calls from this. Nice rounded shape going on. That's cool. And so, I don't know, how long's it been? About a week ago, or a little bit more than a week ago. I was looking at lower areas for these setups, because we're in the chop and the bottoms, and, there's not much to be expected for big moves, and it's a choppy market. But after seeing what's starting to happen, about a week or week and a half ago, it's like, I'm going to have to start pulling out the bigger move here and start considering this whole fib zone. Meaning, even including this stuff up here, which sounds like that's too crazy right now. You're talking about 2025. Maybe not, because, we've been down, we've been pinned down. It's like the beach ball idea underwater. You hold it underwater, let it go, it pops up. Yeah, we could get a really nice pop. And out of altcoins, I'm expecting like they can pop up and then, lose it. Maybe not come back as down as severe, but we could expect something like that. And I would expect it maybe not to come up as high, but maybe it does. Maybe they come up higher, make a higher high. So, it could be kind of freaky. Right now, as people are starting to look at altcoins and they're back at levels that they were in 2022, 2023 for some of them. And some people are going to ape in on some of these guys. So the first target is 43 cents. That is the best area to look for, and then every one of these fib areas, even this one at 57 looks good. But I would if I'm taking profits, I would definitely consider the possibility that she might make a big move like this over the next few months. And do keep in mind, some of these altcoins will have ups and downs there. Look, from here, this one went up 50%, which is awesome. But then from there, if you were chasing candles and didn't have a plan of taking profits or when to buy or something, like using fibs or something, and then she drops 46% and then just takes right on off. It clears out everything. You're going to see some stuff like that. When the people, the market makers start, and the whales, when they all start coming in, the games get dirtier. They go on stop loss hunts, and then they start clearing levels like this. And if you're working with tight strategies and things like that, and don't take that in consideration, they will flush you out, and they'll scare you out and get you. Here's the perfect example here on Pith. From 56 cents all the way to 83, get everybody hyped up, and then dump everything down to 45 cents and clean up. And the market just bounced right back up, went to over $1. Now imagine that, getting in at 45 and going up to $1.16. That's pretty cool. So we got to keep those ideas in mind when it comes to things like this. But we're at 36 cents now. Nice rounded shape, rounded bottoms pay the bill. So I think this one will be worth holding. My gosh, where are we at right now? Back up to these levels up here. That's about 160%, 117% there. This will always be a great target to go with to pay yourself. Always, 618. But right now, we've got to come flirt with this area, and she may not make it up there on the first time, or may just make it a little bit up there. I'd look at the 200 daily moving average as a good target too. It'll probably coincide there. And then eventually she's got to reclaim that. And this is the time when we'll start reclaiming that. So it could end up being kind of bullish after she does a little bit of give and take here. Trend line breakout, it's a good chance to come back and retest the entry. So that's around 32 cents. Whether it does it now or bounces off here and comes back, those are the possibilities. Right now, I would not buy any of these coins because they're up too much. Not a good entry, but on a pullback, yeah. And right now, you got to be patient. And you might get some of these pullbacks, and then some of them you might not see. And that you just got to resolve your facts to, hey man, we deal with what we do. We deal with the bag that we got right now, and sometimes I have to fight this myself. Because it's going up, let's just add a little. Let's add a little. But that kind of takes away with the profit. You think you're going to have more to sell, but it really messes with your average entry and things like that. But man, getting back to 58 cents at that area, 68 cents where we were before, definitely doable on Pith. All right, I don't see any others over there. Let's take a look at, we looked at Arrow, let's take a look at Velo. Boom, she's headed toward 2 cents, looks like. Look, she came up to a target at 0.018. That's where she's at right now. Nailed it. I didn't draw a line there. I just put a little price thing. It didn't nail it perfectly. She's working on 2 cents. Never came back to these areas, so hey, that's cool, I guess. Respect the trend line. You can't ask more than that. This is interesting. I always like this. We're seeing a lot of this happen. Trend line, then they come in, break the trend line. Everybody's scared. Oh no, we're going to go short. We're going to start shorting the market now. And that's legitimate to think that. Close candles, but then she didn't start dropping. She kept making higher highs and higher lows and broke back in the pattern. And then mega strong move when you break back into a trend line, break back into a previous pattern, have a bear trap. Mega strong moves follow. And one of my mentors, that kind of turned me on to this idea, his name was Chris, so I got to give him credit. Crypto Revolution, who I don't think even has a trading group anymore. That's where a lot of us learned. A lot of your YouTubers, well, it started with a YouTuber named Crypto Bitcoin Chris. Now it was good, but most of his money's made from the trading group, and that's apparent. And a lot of the things that he would say is still regurgitated in this market very widely. Rounded bottoms pay the bill. This breaks out 68% of the time, and you hear, it's regurgitated from even morning YouTubers that were in that same group around the same time. The thing is that sometimes people just regurgitate information that they were told, and maybe it wasn't the most accurate information, maybe it wasn't the most deeply studied, and it's just repeated, and then you get misinformation repeated out there that people are taking. That's how it works. I'm telling you, Thomas Bukowski, even Investopedia, will give you a good education, and it's free, but you will get more solid, backed up information there than just watching some YouTuber that, is regurgitating whatever his interpretation of somebody else's interpretation. That, it gets kind of hairy and it gets sloppy. I'm just saying, I see a lot of sloppiness because of that kind of structure. So when it comes to things like, we're back on the group thing again. When it comes to things like a group, I'm saying, if they don't have a textbook or something solid to give you some really concrete data to base what you're putting your money in on, then, you're taking a risk there. I mean, the experience does count and everything like that. There are things, but they've missed some stuff. Even I've missed some stuff. I'm not saying that I'm any better, but I do try to make sure that we back it up with data. Something provable, and not just, it's got the feels. I've seen it many, many times. I mean, it's not, you're subjective, and you can't. What are they teaching? Here you can learn. You get something solid, just like when you go to school and look at a textbook. You got some data behind it. What do you get when you watch your YouTube? Well, sometimes it looks like this. And right now it looks like this. Nick's changed. And you get a bunch of confusion and just... I think if you apply your pattern theory the way Thomas Bukowski has, that you'll have much better luck than what you're getting the way that most YouTubers apply pattern theory. I will leave it at that. I think there's a difference. It mostly involves just zooming out and going with the bigger shape. It's that simple. All right, so you're ranting. I just want to rant. This is not a trade stream. This is a rant stream. All right, so Bello looks interesting. Maybe headed up to that area, but I wouldn't stop there. I mean, shoot. If we're going to look at the big boy moves, let's pull out the big boy ABC equal D patterns and see what we got going on here. Where'd you retry? Yes, you did. I know this looks. I'm not even. I'm going to do it the fib way. I'm not going to do the measure move way. It just looks too. It looks too moon boyish. We'll fib her out. We'll go that way. She won't look as crazy this way. It's still crazy, but for real, for where we are now, the main targets, if you got the patience to wait for them, 3 cents and 3.4 cents. And there's some juicy targets along the way, like the 0.2 and then these guys. Now, there's a chance that maybe she'll fizzle out somewhere around 2.4, 2.6 cents. But after pulling back in these areas, I would expect that. We're not talking about a straight shot up there. When I'm putting these things out here, these shorter term targets, and basically what we're looking for, is a price action, just kind of respect them and do something, whatever it does, gradually kind of getting through. It can do all kinds of things, but then you got the possibilities for them to finally hit. It may take some time. Usually does. But then those are the ones that really pay off. And so, I mean, even somebody that FOMO'd in here, which would be a horrible place to start buying this. Around a penny was the place. I mean, it's not, but even there, 60, 70, even, close to 90% gains over time if you're patient, but they could also go through, 20% drawdown on that journey. So finding a good entry is very helpful. I am not seeing good entries at the moment, and maybe I'm biased because I'm a bottom feeder and I don't like buying tops, or when it clears a higher high, I don't. And then those, to me, those are risky trades. That's when a lot of people also, I'm a bottom buyer. I like to buy the bottom trend lines. There's people that like to sell at the top of trend lines and sell at the top of a reversal pivot point fibs. So a lot of people are starting to short, where some people are trying to buy it a little higher, like a breakout here, buying that's risky. It didn't stick. She came down. Oh, she's above it again. Let's jump in. No, she came down. So, but some people do trade that way. They go with that strategy. As soon as they break up above a higher level, they're all in. Well, that's never worked for me. So I don't do it. In the trading group that I was in, they go buy high and sell higher. And I'm like, well, that goes against everything that you were telling us earlier. I'm like, all these setups are buy high and sell higher. And then suddenly there's no more higher and you're stuck. Maybe stuck in a trade, caught in a trade. That sucks. Been there, done that. Didn't like it. Near Protocol. I'm looking at this one. Interesting one here, man. I'm trying to build up my bag again of this. I lost a substantial amount of this in the big drop. It was a moon bag, but it was a substantial moon bag that I spent a lot of time developing, and now I've had to start all over. Probably won't ever see as near as many tokens as I had before, but hey, we can at least try, right? Try to maybe get to the initial amount that I had over there. We're working on it. She's going to be facing some rejection here soon. Now, if she comes back, I would be expecting her to retest this double bottom neckline, belt line, that area. So maybe just right around 510. She could go lower, but that's a pretty good, around $5. She's at $5.50 right now. So pull back, maybe a flag down through here, and then we can start moving up. We broke out a trend line, so retesting one of these previous highs or the breakout area, most likely here though, can be in order, and we might see that over the weekend if we get a little pullback on some of these. So that might be one to look at for near, but we still got this trend line here to mess with. So it's going to be interesting to see what we could get on this trajectory. And I don't think she's going to have as much of a spike like this unless she, does it really strong, gets above this trend line moving average. Just don't see it happening though. Not just yet. She'd probably go on a new trajectory here, just like a new channel idea. I would say one idea we could do here is take this guy and kind of put him, make shift down here, Wick in here, kind of, sort of, maybe. So there technically could be like a channel idea going on, bouncing back and forth. So she might be interesting. That channel idea, I don't know, from bottom of the channel up to the top, there's like a 50% spread there. So she might be an interesting little trader coin to go with, trading between the mid 4s and the mid 6s there. I don't know, maybe. We can get our little friend out. Say hello to my little friend. We'll just pull the whole range, and it says, screw you, road dog. I'm going to take her right up here to $7. And I'm like, okay, go for it. Probably worth marking. I'll listen to you. I went way back over here on that range. Let's tighten her up just a little bit. See what it says. Now this one's giving us a more of a range where we are now and at the tops. I think this is a little bit more relevant to where we are right now. But this was cool. I ain't gonna neglect that target. That was cool. I don't think I feel comfortable putting this out as a trade setup just yet because she's at a top. So up too high on the daily. On the 4 hour, flagging out above the 800. Nice little parabolic shape going on there. A lot of these have got them, and it's risky to buy in on a parabolic move. Once they start doing this, it's risky. If you are, I would draw one of these lines and try to get in as close to it as you can, and near some kind of support, whether it be a moving average or a trend line or a horizontal support. You kind of got one right here. There's a chance. That's risky, but from here to there, you know, you're gaining almost $1. So I can see how this would be appealing to GGens if we bounce off the 21 moving average on the 4 hour and then go up to 630. That's a nice 16% move just on the spot. Can it happen? Yeah, it sure can. What say G's on the indicators? They say they're thinking about it. They're thinking about it. I read this as the moving average is 800, 600, 300, 200. They're all flipped negative, so I can't see us getting much past this area. Now, I could be totally wrong. I'm having a hard time seeing us get up to 7, but I mean, we do need to make a higher high, so that's what we should do. You got to get very, very bullish to happen, more of that to happen. So either she'll continue this parabolic move, which, you know, she's done pretty nice keeping that curvature. If it breaks, then I would be looking for 450. If it breaks anytime soon, I would be looking for 5 and then 450 because they go down and sideways, but she could continue on up, man. I want to look at the 1 hour and see what it looks like. What do you say? She's fighting with it now. It'd be the 100 moving out. Yeah, it's worth looking at maybe picking this up and taking a little degen nibble for the degen nibblers. We're just retesting the top of this trend, this area right here at 540 basically, and then she might be getting ready to sprout up. It's a risky trade, not one I'm going to put out. Sadly, I'm not finding any to put out that I feel comfortable that, you know, I'm not going to put something out that's going to get somebody wrecked. Too risky to buy too high. May not get an area trade set up this thing, but at least we're looking at some coins and getting some ideas of how to play them. Here's SEI. Take a look at this on the daily. 58 cents will be my next target. 81 could be coming into the picture as well as 94. It sounds crazy right now, but it could be happening. We got a measure move from this little guy that says, yeah, baby, we might be headed up here. 84 cents. I'm going to throw that one on there. Measure move. Oh, we got about 5 minutes left. Haven't really found a good setup yet. If they too high, they have the 200 moving average. She could get a pull back and then go. If she pulls back, we'll just take it for levels right now. Support resistance. She's above this. She flipped it. That was our 236. She finally did it. See, she was down here. And we're like, she's got to get up here. That's where we got to go. And, you know, it seems like when you're at 29 cents and saying 43 cents, going to double that much in the short term. No, man, I don't see that happening until it does. And you're like, holy crap. How'd you know that? I'm like, I didn't know it. It's just how the fibs work. If you don't get past there, well, then you're going to be in limbo for the rest of the season, and it's the bull market, baby. You got to. But that's an important level to claim. She needs to hold it, probably will, and then we'll start. We're headed toward 80 cents or higher. Now, there's a lot of people out there, taking this a little too bullish, and there's in time we can probably see a lot of these areas. Yeah, but I'm saying like weekly things going. Oh, we're getting ready to go to $10, and I'm like, dude, man. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs in between there. We're getting ready to get a strong move, I do believe, but we'll also get a strong pullback after that strong move, in my personal opinion. A lot of people will be taking some pent-up profits. The people have been in drawdown, finally getting accounts back up or a little bit in profit, and after that drawdown, they're going, oh, thank God I can breathe, and I'm taking profits now. I'm just going to sell that now. I'm in profit. Oh, I made the money back. Whoo! That was a horrible ride. We're going to see lots of sell-offs over here, too, when people get up there. Don't think it's going to happen. So October's starting to shape up like it might be nice. I think the first little bit, I guess the end of this month, we're at the end of this month. I can see a pullback coming probably this week could happen. And so we might want to keep that. They may try to scare us and throw us down a little bit, and then we'll start pumping back up and toward the end of the month, maybe. If I go to my woo-woo sites, it's telling me that things could get really interested leading up to right the 1st of November. Now, at the 1st of November, now we do have elections. That's the only thing I can think that coincides with that. But right around November 2, we might be in trouble of getting a little bit of a drop down. And that drop down may last until December. So I don't know. I'm looking at some woo-woo stuff that's kind of suggesting some ideas. These are fib circles. And if you notice where we get the fib circles, on a lot of them, especially starting here at the outskirts, when we start getting up there, we could be possibly identifying some of these bigger moves with some of the fib circles. It could be, and there might be one happening over here, so we usually keep an eye on that. Some of these ideas. We got a trajectory of a trend line that takes us up to this idea, and this is toward the end of October. This is Friday, October the 25th to be exact. When I got a little convergence there, I need to draw a vertical line there. So between there and November 2nd, we got a little window I want to keep a very tight eye on. It's woo-woo, but there's some voodoo in the woo-woo sometimes that we might want to just listen to. Brackets Venture says, I've got some dry powder. Where do I put it? Well, if you're on CoinTrendz, a lot of times I'm just leaving them sitting there in the margin thing right now. Like some of my positions, I've got the loans paid off and I'm just sitting on the little wad of cash and I'm like, oh, crap, now what? So I'm just waiting for a pullback for that. Could move it over to the spot margin side and just stash it there, kind of let it consolidate. Or just take it off the thing. But you'll probably want to use it when we get a pullback, right? When we get another, it's coming. I mean, I know we're thinking, oh man, October, November, up only, right? We're going to go up, but then we're going to get another good correction, and that dry powder will come in handy, my man. And then that will likely be, maybe not be the game-changing moment, but will definitely play a part in the game-changing moments that you have in this market, if you can do that. 2 profits today. Can we look at CatDog on CoinTrendz? Sure. Sam says, do you like numbers protocol? I don't have any, but I mean, I've looked at it before. It's done fine. I got nothing against it. Oh, crap. Short-term memory lost. What the hell? Oh, it's almost that time. We'll give us about another 10 minutes here. So, CatDog. I have no CatDog either. I've still got some memes that I've had. I did consolidate some and put them into one called Motion, which did pop off again. Not since she dropped. So when she pops off, I take a little profit, but it looks like she could even do bigger. If for you degens out there, look into Motion. I just know that, I don't know. I think it would be an interesting meme trader coin. CatDog down here on the bottom is kind of like Motion is right now, getting these little spikes up. So 4 hour, still below the 200 moving average. Not quite her time yet, is it? That's a little bit of a scallopy. That's kind of interesting. So you got a bit of a roundy shape going. It's kind of, it's kind of pointy, but there's some roundiness going on there. I think that's a good sign because we can bounce up from that. Cat dog on the 4 hour. We got this. That's going to suck. 200 moving average is coming up there. So for short term, man, she's going to have some trouble over here. 0.000066. We're at 50. So I mean, for a short term target, that's probably pretty good. That's like 30%. I don't know that she can break back in the trend line. If she does, know that we could get a freaking big ass move that would just like double up quick, or maybe even come up to this 0.0003 area. That could be impressive if it happens. It just has to happen. If that happens, I would say hell yeah, you could be looking at 3 or 4x. Until that happens, we're looking at, she could just stay under here for a little while. Let's fib her out and see what it says. Where did you retrace to? Oh, nice. You're on the 618. We're going to dot this trend line and just to say that's the trend line we're having. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, lost it. Might make a bear trap. We're on the 618 from this pull. She might be ready to do it. On this one, man, I wouldn't sell until we got up here. I wouldn't take profits until we started recovering some of these areas. Let's just delete her all. Pull her fibs again. I might have done it already. Yeah. So yeah, I would just fib her out. 0.00022. Where is that? If she's on a 618 now, she don't have too much bargaining. It'd be worth playing as a Dean. That's a 4x. That's almost an 8x, 7-8x. Up here to 618. 0.00056. Man, that's a 12x. Hell yeah, let that I'm gonna bet the farm on it, but I mean $100 could turn into $1,300. Well, $200 could turn into 26, but I don't think I would personally. I wouldn't go much further than a couple of $100 on a meme coin. But some people put thousands on them. I don't know. I don't have the cojones to do that. I'd rather put them on something a little bit more solid. But that's just me. But yeah, I think that's kind of cool. So if anybody got in and out of this one and used this as a target, my gosh, you took out your collateral here or just take out half. Sell half there. You moonbagged it and profited and then let it ride and then sell it again up here. Just sell it at every level and you got a little bitty bank account that's just growing and everything. That's kind of cool. All right, after cat dog, what do we have? No problem, my man. Hey, there's Mr. Miles. How's it going? After stream, check Telegram for my first week of full mobile earnings. Okay, cool. Sounds like it's doing pretty well for you, Mr. Miles. Do you like numbers? Oh yeah, numbers. Let's check out numbers. Numbers protocol. Boom. Look at you go. Let's go to the daily. Lots of noise on that one. You're a noisy chart, numbers. Yeah. Why are you gonna... Clearly she can spike up, right? Like she can go from a nickel to a quarter pretty quick. Might she? I don't know if it's time for her to do that again. 200 moving average doesn't suggest it, but it sure as hell didn't suggest it over here either, and she just blasted right past it. So yeah, dude. This was February. This was all last year. If it were me on this one, I would take a fib and I would utilize all the little magical numbers here and I would taper down my orders from up here because I think she could do a spike and she could be a higher spike. And my strategy for something like this is down at the bottom is like, but because she is looking like she may have trouble getting past 8 cents, and she's at 5 cents, which is a good come up. You know what, 30% gains there or something? But if she can do something like this, not saying that it's time, but it could be, yeah, just kind of tapering in all your sell orders, you know, taper them down. And then when she wicks up through there, you just soak them all up, because she'll probably come up and then, you know, come down a little bit, and then she may just spike up and then come down and stay down here for a little while longer and force you eventually, because we don't know, but man, you could make a killing there. I mean, look how much you got, a 7x up there. Just imagine getting $100 can turn into about 800, and then you split it down through here, so $100 you could probably wipe out, you know, snag at least $400 or $500 out of doing this way. You can get the more, well, or maybe more if you're tapering it. So that's kind of cool. She's down there to get, I mean, that's at a decent place to buy. That's where the whales want to start buying. This is, you know, this is what we dream for as a position trader, is to slowly accumulate through here so that we can sell once it gets way back over here at $1 something. That would be cool. I thought numbers was up a lot. I thought numbers was in the $30 or something at one point, was it not? Can't imagine it being 5 cents if it was. I may be thinking of a different coin. Well, I didn't post a single trade setup over there, man. Didn't see any. Brackets of interest says Casper sucks. Casper King quarterly requested. Brackets of interest, is it cheaper for fees if you use the CoinTrendz token versus Tether? It does seem to be, but man, I'll run out of that CoinTrendz pretty soon. But I don't have any at the moment, but it did help. It just takes it out of that your CoinTrendz thing instead of taking it out of the trade. That's where you'll see it the most. So instead of taking it out of the profits in your trade, they're just taking it out of your CoinTrendz balance, and with a little bit of a discount. So I think it's worth it. Or I think it can be helpful. But you'd be surprised, that will open your eyes to how much you're getting feed, though, on things, on exchanges that you can do that. Because you kind of see how long that balance lasts, and you're like, I might need to, you know, consider that. And that is one of the things on any exchanges, though. I mean, they make their money through fees. And it's, I mean, we're so used to it that we don't notice it, and we can still profit around it. I mean, clearly we do every day, but every exchange... And I like CoinTrendz, but I mean, they do it too. But you'll notice, you know, if you're using margin or even perpetual futures, they're eating away at your account with fees all the time, 24/7. 24/7, every few hours, the fees are being updated. And, you know, sometimes it's a little heavier one way or the other. But, you know, and if you're on perpetual futures, you'll notice how they get it. On most exchanges, your liquidation point you're in, okay, I got a good entry, and I got a good liquidation, man, make a plan around it. It just gradually keeps going up and up and up, just gradually keeps going up. And then you're like, we're cool. I'm like, well, my liquidation's not where I thought it was. And, you know, if you're like using the spot margin, I started noticing that, you know, I was paying on my spot margin, I was taking my profits from my altcoins, and I was just paying them my Bitcoin loan. I'm like, well, I'll just pay it now, and then I'll keep everything I got there. And I'm starting noticing, part of me feels like down here in drawdown anyway, that it's not being beneficial for me to be paying off that loan. I need to be buying Bitcoin. So I switched it up and started doing that when we were in the lows, when we were in the 50s. I quit paying off the loan. I started, screw you, I'm putting all this into Bitcoin while it's cheap. And I think that's a very smart move. Because I was like, you know, I would pay something down, and I'm like, okay, well, here's 50, let's pay this down. Here's another 50, let's pay this down. And I'm like, the next day later, I'm like, you're back up to where you were. All I'm doing is giving my profits over back to that. I might as well put it into Bitcoin, and then when Bitcoin gets up, I can do something, even sell some Bitcoin if I have to. That would be better than me just paying that loan off. I could knock it down in one bigger swoop rather than just, I don't know. Margin can get kind of, it's a good thing, and it's got positive things, it's got negative things. It sucks when you're in drawdown, if you're in the drawdown. But if you come in on spot margin to build your bags and draw, then that can help you out. And that's what's helping get me out of my hole that I got into. Oh, I need to do another video on that stuff. Guys, thanks for hanging out. Didn't do much other than look at, I didn't get any juicy trade subs. Most of these things are up kind of high right now. A little too high. It's, you need to already be in some of these positions. And if I find some that are still in the juicy, we found some that were still in the bottoms like these. This is kind of, we're going to try to find something that hasn't yet popped off and went parabolic. Because if they haven't yet, there's a good chance that they will. So those are the ones we're going to look at. We don't want to touch the ones that have already went off. Those are the ones we need to start figuring out a payment plan. It's like, okay, I want to sell 10% here, and looks like she's still got some more fire under her feet. Let's see if we can sell another 10% up here and then play that game. Mr. Miles says requesting core. Oh yeah, we're going to do Caspa too. I forgot that. Okay, we already know. Caspa's having a good day though. I was kind of impressed because she's starting to look like she might want to go lower lows. And I'm like, if you do, I want to buy you, but what's up? Core. Well, it's been a while. All right, we're gonna shortcut her with all the fibs. 886 retracement. Okay, cool. The deeper the retracement, the less likely, the less volatile the pump. And that gives us a target right here to our 886 area here safely. 397 would be, hold on, it'll take a while, but that's probably one of the more optimum targets that it can realistically hit. So that one, so in this case, we want to start targeting these guys, and definitely always the 618. That's always a good one to take profit and pay yourself, just is. It's saying that, of course, we got to give up 164. That's the main one we got to look at now and clear. But I would say, are we on the daily? She did this before. She can do this again. She's at a place where, hey, she might decide to do that now. And it's not crazy to actually take that measure move and put it right here on top of this fib and mark that as saying 459. There actually is an AB equals CD measure move. I'll mark it as such and put her right there. So those are kind of higher targets, which look crazy right now, but until is bullish over the next 2 months, I fully expect that those could be hit in the next 2 months. And it sounds, well, that's a crazy road dog with a dollar. We could. So important to keep 301 in mind, but right now we've got to see it get up here. Now, even just taking profits there is about 45%. That's not shabby. So even that's a good target at 164 for short-term gains, but she could do some more damage. Fibs line up real well, so every fib level you got from a swing, from a pull, would be great profit targets. Everyone, and they work beautiful. You'd be looking at this one and saying, but it doesn't line up over here. Well, it doesn't have to. That's the beauty of it. If you're selling here, you're going to sell, but then it gets a little higher high, and that's what the fibs do. They're good at picking out that stuff. They're good at picking out where price. They really do pick out where price is going to go. You see people that play the levels to levels, and that's where they go. My next target's here, and then that's cool. That's valid. That's the basic way to do it and stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the traditional way to do it. But you ever wondered why they went up a little higher, or it didn't quite get that level? Trend lines and fibs, and you'll nail it. In my opinion. I want to take one look at Caspa for myself and Mr. Miles here. See what she's doing, what makes C right now. All right, so is this my original? Can we get a? Oh, let's do this one. Oh, well, this was the channel idea. This is probably the most realistic one that I've got. We'll stick with this one. So this area here is holding, man. This the 16-cent area, and that's strong right now. I was thinking maybe we could come back here to the 200 moving average. I could at least get you back at 15 cents with the hopeful thing of catching you somewhere around 12, 13. You know, where it gets wick, might get candlesticked, but this candle is saying, sorry, baby. I didn't mean to mislead you. Didn't mean to give you the wrong signals, but I got better places to go than down there, honey. I got higher targets in mind. And she's so now dropping back here. We've got a trend. We've got a trend. We got we've identified a big old fat juicy channel for Caspa, and we just got to come up here and place it on top of there. I mean, you can go here. It's got lots of touches there. I mean, we can do that, sure, but she can also spike up above it. So we should be heading somewhere backed up to 18.5 cents at least. Retest these little areas over here. Try to get a higher high. She's got to get a higher. The goal is to get a higher high now. So is that going to be enough? I'm just saying we could probably. It's starting to look really good to me right now. High to low. Tell me where you're going to go. Where are you headed? You're at the 618 now. So 17.6 is going to be a problem. 1903. And 19.8 would be the two most immediate places I would be, well, other than, so start at a higher, she would probably, okay, fine. It looks like maybe we might get a chance to go for 21 finally. It sounds crazy now. I've been looking at 21 forever. All year, almost, it feels like. When's 21? When's 23 coming? If she gets above 17.6, we got a chance to. I mean, the rule of the game. We made her low here, higher low. This is the higher high we got to knock out next. That's at 20 cents. We got to start working there. That's the next goal. That's the next mile marker, and a few little targets in between. But we're starting to edge. We're starting to look like we're getting ready to move toward there, and that's cool. So, if your Caspa bags aren't packed under 17.6, we may be leaving the 16, 17 cent zone finally after being here for freaking ever since June. We've been playing around from 19 to 13 and geez, from 20. That was a hellacious drop, man. Woo! I thought I was about to lose my Caspa bags. I was like, oh my god, I can't lose my Caspa bags. I've been poking so hard. The 40, almost a 40% drop there. But that's okay. From where we are now, about to could get up to a 27% increase there. Thanks, dog. Can't stop playing with my fibs now. It feels good to play with your fibs. Just gotta stretch them out a little bit. Just like Snoop Dogg, you want to get higher highs. Exactly. Are you related to Snoop Dogg? I don't think so. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Went over my 45 minutes or an hour. No luck finding any just smash me, grab me trade setups. I think we're pretty much into the momentum of the moment. Not the time I really want to start looking for new positions online. It's a great time to start paying yourself little by little by little, and expect that we could go more. It's just kind of risky to enter any trades right now, but it could be very rewarding for what we've got. Oh, Casper, are you coming down? I'm on the 1 hour for Caspa. If she comes back down to the 200 moving average, about 6. Oh, really? 16. If she gets back to 16.6, 16.5, I would pick some up. Look at this. I mean, okay. I'm surprised she did that, but we'll just take for the majority of the touches here. Trend line broke out, baby. Nice. Now she might have made her measure move, but a retest of the trend line and then bigger is what I'm looking for. I might just pick up a little bit more Caspa down here if she 16.7 if I can get it. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you again tonight on the nightly stream. We'll go over some more altcoins and the market in general and everything. Thanks for hanging out with me. See you then, guys. Trade carefully. Go make that money. Enjoy The portfolio's coming back.